Let's look at our outdoor ambient temperature. We have 52 degrees. Now, pay attention, it's 52 degrees. Let's see what the temperature coming out of the dash is. The dash temperature is 43 degrees. So we only have a 10-degree difference between outdoor and indoor temperature. Man, that really sucks. But wait a minute, it's 52 degrees outside, 9-degree temperature drop. You would say that normally sucks, right? Well, actually look over at return air, 81 degrees. Well, wait a minute, it's 51, 52 degrees outside. So why does it say it's 82 degrees? That's a 38-degree split across the evaporator. That would be good. That is because our air coming in over the dash while the hood is up. If the hood was closed, you have this air seal right here, and you cannot draw air coming up this way because of this seal seals all against this, and it cannot get to your vents right here. But because you're doing your air conditioning with the hood up, you have a fan right here. You have coolant temperature that's 205 degrees right here. You have a hot condenser right here, and you have air blowing in this direction, and I have it on fresh air. So this is why it's reading 82 degrees. And where you should be picking up, now if I had my sensor out here, it'd be reading about 101 degrees, but that would be false. You'd be getting false readings. You want where the air mixes and the final air. The final air temperature, right there, right at your air filter. So that, and this one, it's an easy one. So you're taking the mixed air that is an average, it's pulling in air over here where it's nice and cool. It's pulling in air from over here, but then it has this nice flow of hot air that is getting pulled right into these vents. So you average out the air from the cool side to the cool side to the hot side, and it comes in at this temperature of 83 degrees. Now that would be a decent fall. We're approaching a 40-degree split across the evaporator. But if you just went by the outside temperature, you would never know. And if it was a cool day, look at, we got 46 degrees now coming out the dash. That sucks. And especially you go, oh man, it's 50 degrees, 52 degrees outside, and I only have 46. That's only a couple degree drop. What's wrong? But if you didn't know the whole story, you wouldn't know whether it's good or bad. And a lot of guys just do this. Whoops. Yeah. A lot of guys just put their hand over here and they go, ah, that's cold, good enough. But on a 50 degree, 42 degree day, 52 degree day, like many times here in San Francisco it is for the next, well, for the 4 or 5 months out of the year, there's no way for you to tell unless you actually measured and knew what you were measuring. Let's see if I could change this air temperature by revving up the engine. So watch the engine RPMs and let's watch some temperatures. So I'm trying to get that, if that fan goes into high mode, it'll burst the hot burst of air over the engine and get sucked in through the crawl, and the high side pressure might not go up high enough to kick the fan up high. Come on, guy. Let the fan go up. Sometimes it does it, sometimes it doesn't. It's pretty cold today. Cool. We're in San Francisco, California. We don't know what cold is. It's not doing it. At times when the fan would kick up, the temperature on the return would hit 95. And it's not doing it right now. Now this is a variable displacement compressor. So this low side will be going up and down all over the place. Same with the fan, and the displacement got a lot of it set. And testing stagnant, sitting in a stall is not the same thing as testing driving down the road. So right now we have nearly a 30 degree split. These vehicles, this is a Nissan. Nissans, sometimes some of their vehicles kind of suck. Get a Toyota. All right, that's all. I just want to show. Oh, let me put it on recycle. Let's see if this is going to behave and show us some good modes here. And I have it in face mode. Now we're in recycle. Come on, close off that hot air. Oh, wait a minute. Damn it. I have my sensor in the way. Let me get my sensor placed in the right area. I'm actually stopping it from closing all the way because of the placement of my sensor. So let's put my sensor inside. If I could do that and not lose my sensor. I hope I can retrieve it. Okay. So now I can close. So now I have it in there. I hope my sensor is out of the way. It looks like my sensor is out of the way. So now I could hit the recycle mode. That door will drop. And where did I put my? Okay, so let's go recycle mode. Boom, recycle mode. So now let's go back out. Show you. My sensor, it's keeping it cracked over a little bit. I didn't push my sensor in enough, but it shut the door the majority of the way. Just the tip of my sensor probe, the little extender, is in the way. So now my indoor dry bulb temperature is 61 degrees. The majority of the air, I still have a crack, it's still pulling in hot air from outside, but as you can see, we're now pulling indoor air. And this is at idle, and you can see we're still on recycle, still on fresh air mode. So let's see. I might have to push that sensor into more because I want to just like totally close off the outside air, and I'm doing this on the fly without any pre-rehearsal, so any mistakes I say stay in the video because I do not edit. As you see, that return air is staying pretty low at 60 degrees because it's pulling the majority of the air from inside the car, and inside the car is actually cooler than 60 degrees because the door flapper did not close all the way because my sensor is a little bit in the way. You see 60 degrees, and as you can see the RPMs, I'm raising them up. You could see the display, I'm still on recycle. And depending on how this will react, okay, we got a 10-degree delta, which is not the hottest delta in the world, but you notice when the outside temperature, and remember there's an ambient temperature sensor that tells the system what to do, located way out in the front in the bumper, and it takes in account of what the ambient temperature is. And on some vehicles, like you ever see the Toyotas and stuff like that, you'll see a little sensor, what looks like a little light or something up there, a little clear piece of plastic, is a load sensor for sun load. And depending on the strength of the sun coming through your window, it will adjust the compressor's output. Okay, now that looks like it sucks. 8 degrees delta. But when you put it under a load, it actually works because it has satisfied itself under these conditions. Now, let's open it back up, and I'm gonna push that sensor all the way because I wanna see if I could get this return air even lower because I have a crack in there because I don't have it. So now I just opened it back up. I have it in fresh air. So now that door will open up to my, to my sensor. My Nylog spilled in the bottom of my thing. That's the one thing about Nylog. When it spills, it makes a mess. Okay, so that sensor opened back up. So let's go back out there, and there's 88 degrees. You can tell we're pulling in engine air. Now there's 90 degrees. See, we hit the right condition where the fan, the air is the perfect temperature. The thermostat opened and released some really hot coolant in there because it's such a cool day, it doesn't have to. So what I'm going to try to do here is push my sensor back so far, the door, and God damn, I hope I can retrieve my sensor after this. But, oh well. Where the hell is my sensor? This hand can't feel nothing. No, I still see it. Hand back there. Push it farther. Way the hell back there. Feel leaves and stuff back in there. So, I don't think in this situation, and I'm not going to pull the dash on this one. Yeah, it's not happening. Sorry guys, I'm trying to push the sensor probe down. Let's see if this closes. Okay, so I moved my sensor. I think it might still be in the way. I'm trying to get my sensor in a position where I can get 100% close. Let's find out. Some vehicles this is easy to show and some it's not. Okay, so now I'm going to close the door. There you go. Now I'm going into recycle. So that will try to close if my sensor's not in the way. And we will be able to get a lower recycle temperature. It's not going to happen. So, but you did get to see the difference between 80 some 90 degrees and 60 and 59 degrees, the difference between recycle and not recycle. So now I'll retrieve my sensor because I already recorded all my readings to put on the work order. And because there's a low load, when it's in recycle, you see the delta shrink down and you go, wow, if you lower the temperature, then the temperature, if you lower the intake, your delta should still stay like 30 degrees, and so the temperature should go down to 30 on the low side. But no, this is an automatic system. The compressor and all the ambient sensors and interior sensor says, hey, even though our outside temperature went down because it went into recycle, instead of 80 or 90 degrees, it was 60 degrees. Usually you would see your duct dash temperature lower too, but because this is an automatic system, even raising the RPMs of the compressor doesn't lower the suction size pressure because it's not a fixed piston displacement system. This is variable displacement. It takes over. So you could be out there with a can blowing your load all you want of refrigerant into the system, trying to get that colder and colder. It will not get colder. You'll overfill it with refrigerant, and especially if you're using one of those little jerk-off box, big box door auto repair car. What's the name of that big brand that advertises a lot? I'll pick on them. The Super Pro Super, whatever, that garbage. You'll sit here with that little gauge, squirting that shit in there all day long, revving up the engine, but you have a compressor that's taking over, lowering its displacement, artificially raising the low side pressure so it'll go into the green mode, and it'll be in the green mode, and you'll be way undercharged or you'll be way overcharged. That's it. I'll see you guys. I hope a little piece of the information with my non-rehearsed, non-editing little video got across, but that'll end this game for now. I gotta get to my next job. See you guys.